Thanks, Thomas Shannon here. Today we'll be presenting to you a presentation on the forces of change impacting FSG and the potential benefits digitalisation can have on the organisation. As you can see, today's presentation will be covering the topics of analysing the external forces of change affecting FSG, an area of operations that can be improved, digitalisation rationale and benefits for operational improvement, the risk, barriers and enablers of digitalisation for FSG, as well as our key recommendations we would like to make. This presentation is accompanied by a report which all of you should have received. Now to begin, currently you all may be aware of seeing around your times at the company that FSG and the printing industry as a whole is currently being significantly impacted by the rise of technology and digitalisation. Essentially, as many companies and individuals are choosing to communicate, transfer and receive their information digitally, there isn't much of a need for printing and thus the market has shrunk. One of our main challenges here is making sure we remain competitive in this shrinking market and thus we are always looking to improve. Now, many of you may ask, how are we going to improve? Through looking through this whole business, I've identified that we can improve in our estimating department. The estimators are one of the most crucial roles in this organisation and they are responsible for quoting and costing all of the jobs. Now, the main area of improvement that is required in this department is improving the speed and accuracy of the quoting. Quoting is an essential part in winning new business, with fast and accurate quotes helping provide our sales team with a leg up on the market, as they're able to maintain their sales momentum by getting their quotes to their prospects promptly, as well as making sure the business remains competitive and profitable with their accuracy. There are a few key possible contributing factors for some of the operational gaps experienced in the estimating department. Firstly, as both estimators are approaching retirement, their hours have gradually reduced, thus limiting the department's available time to prepare and organise quotes. Secondly, the estimators can occasionally produce different prices for the same job, so using different estimating systems and pricing methodologies, which lead into our accuracy component that we can improve. Implementing a standardized estimating process and consistent pricing framework would improve quoting accuracy, consistency, and reliability of cost projections. Now, moving on to the digitalization rationale and benefits for operational improvement. As technologies have developed and progressed, they have become increasingly incorporated into business processes, fundamentally changing how organizations operate, deliver services, and create value. These changes have significantly impacted the operational level of business, as companies have sought to utilize digitalization as a means to automate many routine tasks and jobs to speed up processes with more accuracy. Whilst this has changed many workplaces, it has also freed up and allowed workers more time for critical thinking and higher complex tasks. Digitalizations could improve the speed and accuracy of the estimating department at FSG. Currently, lots of estimating and calculations are done manually with a pen and paper, requiring the quotes to be further typed up before being sent out. While this method has been very effective over time, it remains heavily reliant on manual calculations and quote preparations, making it time-consuming, susceptible to human error, and difficult to scale. By implementing a digital estimating system, we could automate cost calculations and quote generation, substantially reducing the processing time and improving the accuracy of the quotes. In addition to this, a standardized digital platform would ensure all estimators apply the same pricing methodologies, resulting in greater pricing consistency and scalability. Now, onto the risk and barriers. To implement such a system, the organisation would need to make a significant investment, as their systems aren't exactly cheap to purchase and implement. However, if you do commit, you also need to make sure that the system captures and implements all of the tactic knowledge and nuances the estimators apply and make when doing their estimating. Now, despite these challenges, FSG is lucky that they have the strong enabler of a supportive leadership team who are committed to business growth and continuous improvement that will drive and manage this change. Now, after analysing all of this, I do have some recommendations that I'd like to share with you. Firstly, it is recommended that FSG immediately begins documenting current estimating processes, including the techniques, assumptions, and decision-making processes used by existing estimators when preparing costing and quotes. This will establish a foundational knowledge base that can be incorporated into the digital estimating. Then secondly, it is recommended that once FSG has fully documented its current estimating processes and knowledge, they should begin to transition it to a digital system with the aim of eventually completely transitioning to a digitalized system. Thirdly, it is recommended that FSG begins to undertake market research into existing digital systems, such as PrintIQ, to evaluate which platforms best align with its operational requirements. This will enable FSG to identify solutions that it can effectively adapt and tailored to suit its specific estimating processes. So ultimately, in conclusion, as FSG is needing to operate in a shrinking market as a result of the rise of technology, they need to seek improvements. They can achieve these improvements by incorporating a digitalized estimating system that will improve the speed and accuracy of quoting. Thank you for listening to our presentation today. I hope to implement these changes in the future.